Hey, what's up? I wanted to do a quick little demo of a different kind of function, one that does void, and then also just one that had a little bit more stuff in it. Sort of explains why we might want a function. So up here, you can see that I have declared a void, and the function is called draw heart for string. And just I actually found this code on the internet at a place called runnable.com. So that's and they seem to have some really nice examples. So that might be something for you guys looking for some help. Check out their site. But I really like this example, one because it's kind of Valentine's Day, and that was just a week ago or whatever. But it takes something simple, takes in a string, and it actually does something pretty neat. And it's nice because you can see here our main function is really clean and simple. Get a name and then call this function. But as you can see, our draw heart function actually is a lot of code. It's 60 lines of code or so. And so this is exactly what we want to do when we make our functions. Is a lot of times it's something that we want to put off to the side. And so I could, for instance, then make a little loop here where I say enter a name, and I will print out the heart. So let me just show you what it does real quick. I'll put in a name. Here is Joanna, who is my wife, and hey, look, I've made a lovely little heart that says Happy Valentine's Day, and then puts the name of the person that you want right there in the middle. So the function works pretty simply. It calls a bunch of cout statements, okay, to print out the start of all this Happy Valentine's Day message, and then you can see right here it breaks in the middle. It stops the heart in the middle because it's got to print the actual person's name. And they did a nice job here, though they forgot calculates and they spelled digits wrong, but that's cool. Anyways, they went here and they used a function to ask the string how long it was. So name.length. Remember here we passed in a string and we called it name. Okay? So, hey, we figured out how long it was, figured out how much white space it needed. Okay? And then here it checks to see if it's odd or even. So that's kind of important. So if we have to space it over, okay? And if it happens to be not odd, okay, then you will go over here and then shift it over by one. So that's really simple. It's just like all this other stuff we did, okay? They printed out a big pile of spaces, right? So print out a big pile of spaces, print out the name, print out another set of spaces. Now, perfectly honest, when what happens, then we print out this, it would probably look a little more obvious what's going on if I tabbed it over here. So after I print out all those spaces, we're actually couting this side of the heart. That makes sense? So here we're doing the front, then we're going to print the name in here, then we're going to print out the end. So that's how this function works. It goes through, okay, and this is lovely. But part we care about is the fact that it's a void. Okay, so this is a lovely void function. All that it does is print something to the screen. It does a lot of calculations. You can see that it does a lot of calculations, but it never sends anything back. That other function had that we played with, or other functions that we have a return value, right? So it's a double, an integer, a vector, any of those things. This, when we call it, it's just a placeholder for all this code. We call it, it runs this code, and then we go on our merry way. Okay? We could ask for another name, right? I'll just copy this again. Okay? The cool thing about this is that I can get it to draw. Okay, so when I run this now, what's going to happen? I'm going to ask for a name, I'm going to draw the heart, then I'm going to ask for another name, I'm going to draw the heart. I didn't have to type all that code again, right? I can draw as many hearts as I want. So, hey, look, You know, there we go. So, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Um, Again, using those functions to save ourselves a little bit of time, give ourselves the nice advantage of making our main function, what do we want to do, a little bit more readable. Cheers.